Folks, how you going? It's Brad from the Headshot Guys here, and I'm going to update you a little bit on what's been going on, a bit of coronavirus. Let's get into it. G'day folks, how you going? It's April 20th and we are still here in, what do I call it, semi-lockdown, I suppose. We're still relatively relaxed in relation to being able to go outside and exercise, go to the beach, do those types of things, still go shopping, etc, etc. So we're not as restricted as some areas. That's it, that's the way it goes. So we're still in the midst of it all. I know the pollies are talking another few weeks. I suspect maybe they'll start to get some real pressure around about the end of April, I think, which was probably another couple of weeks away. Beginning of May, I suspect that people will start getting a bit antsy, particularly if the new cases and the deaths start to drop off the way that they have been of late. So, which is all good news. That's really good news. I suppose the tricky game now is how do we open up and who do we open up first and how does it all work and how do we unravel the particular situation we've got ourselves in. I know that there are still some countries that are still in the thick of it. I know that for some states in America they have probably got past the worst of it, but there are still plenty of areas that still seem to be coming into their particular location. So interesting how it's going to unravel from certainly a local perspective. Obviously from my perspective, I've started to get some more inquiries in here in relation to photo shoots, which is good, great for me. I've actually even done a couple last week. So hopefully that will just steamroll a little bit in the not too distant future, as I think people will start to decide, all right, I've had enough of this. What's the point? I know there have been protests in America, which is a little bit full on in relation to opening it back up and getting back out there and opening up industries and going back to work simply. I don't think that some countries have been able to or have not supported their unemployed as well as what we've done here in Australia. We've been very, very lucky. A government stepped up and just gone bang within a week. They did it primarily. They just stepped up and went, right, we're going to support all you guys unemployed. Anyone that's lost more than 30% of their business, you're liable to get a handout, which has just been amazing. And obviously those handouts haven't kicked in yet. We're still waiting, but that's supposed to be in May. But the thing might be all over by May. I doubt it, but I think we'll be still in this situation in another 2 to 3 weeks. I know the UK has just announced that they're going to stay in lockdown for another 3 weeks. I think that was announced last Thursday or Friday or something towards the end of last week. That's about it. Listen, my interest has waned. I was watching the ABC reasonably religiously there for a while in relation to what was going on and the updates. It's waned off a little bit. I've been back in the studio editing some of the shoots I've done, looking at ways to get creative, looking at my website, looking at, tidying up and smicking up areas that I maybe didn't have time to look at over previous months and years, where you get caught up with the day-to-day and you tend to put things on the back burner because you just don't have time. Well, now I don't have any of those excuses anymore. So, the website was recently redone, so there's not a lot I can do there. It's just tidying up little things and maybe putting in place a bit of a structure. It will open back up again, I'm sure. I don't rely on tourists or overseas travel, so I can probably get things back up and happening a little bit more quickly than most. So that's it. Kids were supposed to be back at school today. Obviously it's homeschooling for the first 5 weeks. That was an absolute debacle because the website crashed. I spoke to Casey's teacher. She couldn't get on. So it wasn't a lot done there. A couple of hours they did, which is, not too bad. But hopefully that'll improve in the next couple of days as they get their head around the fact that there's going to be all of Queensland kids certainly trying to log on to a website at 9 a.m. in the morning. I don't know. I thought they would have been across that. I thought they may have learned from what happened with the unemployment website that crashed as soon as they announced that people were going to get money. People just went there. Makes sense. I don't know. Makes sense to me. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, hopefully they'll work that out. Probably by the time they work it out, it'll be time to go back to school anyway. So what else can I tell you? Obviously, still posting social media. Don't be scared to give my stuff a like. You're seeing some of my images up here. I just prefer to show you some of my work rather than seeing my ugly mug the whole time. So enjoy the images as they run across the screen. I hope you do by the end. You've probably already seen a whole big heap. That's about it from me. I'm going to just keep hunkering down here. Hopefully get some shoots. We'll start to open up a little bit soon, and we'll be seeing you out there. Okay, see you guys. Take care.